Well, then we have something that I think about pretty much every fucking day, which is the Vault 7 stuff.
Yeah. This is like basically not covered. And I mean, 'cause this is like towards the latter part of WikiLeaks' tenure in the media. I mean, they're still around, but you know what I'm saying. So this was like 2017. And by this time, I think a lot of people in the media had learned, you know, not to cover a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, some of the most notable shit from these leaks was I mean, this stuff was leaked by somebody somehow associated with the CIA. I don't know if they actually figured out who it was or anything like that, but it's some of the most explosive stuff for me in this was something called Weeping Angel, which is developed by the CIA's embedded devices
wait, can we pause on this name for a second?
Mm-hmm. Weeping Angel?
It's so scary to me.
What are you talking about? That's what I call. Do you know how many weeping angels I've dated?
Oh my god!
Because I always date angels, and they end up doing this weeping shit, and it's
okay, but come on, it's a horrifying
name. No, it's fucking It's like a gargoyle. It's like calling it Project Gargoyle or something. Like it's terrifying. A weeping angel is like some shit you see at the top of a building, and then you go into the building, and a fucking axe cuts off your head.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, but usually they call stuff like, Operation Smelting Blue or something that does
right.
lame or, this is like red pilled Operation.
To be fair, it also kind of sounds like an early 2000s WB show, like a teen drama.
Yeah, true. Or like a supernatural like detective show on CW,
or like a really cheap rosé wine.
Yes. Or like a chat book that you buy at Cafe Oasis down on Haight at like the open mic night. And that place, I gotta say, I love that place. The Ethiopian lady is super sweet. Is that the Oasis? Well, they're both owned by Ethiopian people. Haight Street Cafe, the one down there. Lady's super sweet. Smells like pee in there all the time. I don't get it. They have a bathroom.
Famously does.
It smelled like pee since I was like 16.
Yeah.
Anyways, I bought the Weeping Angel there. Well, so what is Weeping Angel? Weeping Angel is a fucking technique where they can go into you're gonna love this. You know how like you like it basically puts TVs into like a fake version of like off mode, or just like it fakes them being off. And so the owner, like, you think it's off and it's actually not. What they're really doing is that they are they're operating your TV as a bug, and they can hear everything you say. And they can do this with all of your devices too. That's the crazy thing. It's like, I don't know if people understand. It's like they can just like listen to your phone. Like
Yeah. Well, I think two things to note here is that, one, they can do it with pretty much any. They have backdoors, not just to iPhones, Androids, Windows phones, whatever phones. Despite what some people think about the tech companies and whatever, the CIA absolutely has backdoors. But also to any smart device. So smart toaster, smart washer and dryer, smart dishwasher, smart. They have smart light bulbs. Which, by the way, what is that? What do you need? Why do you need Bluetooth in your light bulb? What is that doing?
There was actually a really funny instance of, when Europe put in that like Privacy Act about cookies or whatever. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Every smart light bulb in Europe stopped working for a while.
Really?
And like, yeah. And sometimes you need what's that? There's like that account called like Internet of Shit or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Is pretty good at like showing. I mean, I have 0 smart devices in my phone. In my home besides my phone. And I just don't get it. Like they seem expensive. Remember the Juice Arrow? Let's not get into this. Remember that fucking thing?
Juice Arrow.
That was a great moment.
Yeah, that was. I lost so much money on that. But yeah, it's incredible. And like that's the thing. Is like, and they showed that they can get into WhatsApp and Signal. I mean, it's like. That's like what I want to stress to people is like a lot of people, I have like smart tech friends that like tell me like, oh no, you actually can't get into Signal because of the encryption like this. Like, no, baby, believe me, I don't care if like people think they can't or whatever. First of all, Signal's got some pretty funky origins financially, but like if it's on your phone or if it's on your computer, you should just never say anything sketchy on it or near it or in the fucking same room as it. Like, that's just it. That's it.
I think I just Also, I want to make clear too that so people at home might be like, "Hey, wait, we knew about this because of Edward Snowden." No, this is different. So Ed Snowden was talking about the NSA, and what the CIA has done is basically created its own NSA within the CIA, right? And one of the things that WikiLeaks published with this Vault 7 is an actual, I mean, you can see the hierarchy at the CIA, and you can see the chain of command and how this is broken down in this basically hacking division, what they call the Center for Cyber Intelligence. And look, it's in the Vault 7. I'm just going to put it out there. The CIA engages in false flag cyber attacks, where they portray other countries as the assailants. They collect and maintain a substantial library of attack techniques stolen from malware produced in other states. Keep that in mind. And one of the things that really made me pause is that as of October 2014, right? As of 6 years ago,
My
the
13th birthday.
the CIA was looking at infecting. That's what they call it, by the way. When they hack something, they call it infecting. So they infect devices and they infect. Anyway, was looking at infecting the vehicle control systems used by modern cars and trucks. Yep. Because remember, those are all now little smart devices. That was basically permitting the CIA to engage in nearly undetectable assassinations. Now, the journalist Michael Hastings, who, I don't know if people know this or if they're up to date, but you might recall it was a big deal that he basically destroyed the career of Stanley McChrystal in 2010, the entire military fucking hated Michael Hastings because of it. In 2013, he was killed by a, quote, out of control car. And, if that sounds crazy, just know that Richard Clarke, who was the counterterrorism chief for Clinton and Bush, told the Huffington Post that the Hastings crash looked consistent with a car cyber attack. So I'm just putting that out there.
That's what really it's this stuff and the Snowden stuff and just sort of the general, all the stuff that we talk about on the show and just the general way the world is going. It makes me so if you kind of zoom out, and look out, maybe 20, 30 years down the future, when so much of the stuff, right now, I can pretty much avoid most of the time smart devices, right? I don't really have any in my home. It's my computer or my phone. But when you go to a restaurant or a bar or anybody's house or your own house, your landlord buys the smart devices. I know that in San Francisco, at least, they were buying Nest doorbells for a while that have the cameras in them.
Owned by Google.
Yep. and who, by the way, is a military contractor. And it's you won't be able to avoid this stuff. And there's no stopping any of these agencies from just seeing every single thing that you do. And from not only seeing what you do, but with some of these devices actually controlling what you do. You know what I mean? They'll really be able to fuck with you in ways that right now would seem absurd. You know what I mean? But it's just terrifying to think about. And again, people kind of make fun of me for being so anti-technology, but Jesus Christ, man, we're heading towards a fucking prison state with this kind of shit, a prison planet even with this kind of shit. And it's terrifying.
Yeah.